Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are live. I am your weekly host, Kennedy Thorne, and we have another amazing guest who's getting ready to join us in just a few minutes. We're going to be talking music business one on one, going over topics like rights, royalties, all that jazz. So, as y'all continue to funnel in, we're going to bring up our host in just a few moments. So let me go ahead and add in our moderator, our lovely Lauren Kane, who does it for us every time. Hello, hello. Let me know if you get the request to be our moderator. Harris T. Period. You know, we got to bust down. We got to bust down today, okay? So, like I said, we are talking music biz one-on-one, rights, royalties, and revenue. So we're going to have an amazing guest come and join us today, Miss Janishia Jones, the founder and CEO of Encore. So while I go ahead and ping her in here, there we go, boom, sending this live over to her now. I'm going to sip my Celsius, get my energy up. Hello. Welcome in. Is this Maria? Hello, Maria. Welcome. Uh-oh. I see our amazing co-host coming in. And I have your request. I'm going to go ahead and click on it now. Yes, we're getting ready to. And let me go ahead and join in from mine, too. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Well, hello, beautiful.
Hi, Kennedy.
How is it going?
You?
I'm doing good. I was just telling everyone that I'm getting my energy up, getting my Celsius on real quick.
I hear that. Yeah, I need to get like you.
Yes, but we have people coming on in here. I'm
Okay.
just giving our quick little intro, just talking about what we'll be discussing today, which we're so excited about. Um, we're going to be talking about rights, royalties, revenue, all that jazz, and how to make sure we protect that as artists. Because, as consumers of music, we don't always think, hey, how are they actually making their living off their things? How are they protecting their craft and their artistry? So we're so glad to have you here to talk about
Thank you.
yes, we're so glad to have you here to create that space where people can really feel like, okay, I know what I'm getting myself into. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
yes, what I'm actually going to have us start off doing is have you just introduce yourself first. And then after that, for those who may have been their first time joining in this live, we'll talk a little bit about what Who's Got Next Music is and all that jazz. But we're going to kick it off to you, Janisha.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Kennedy, for inviting me to be on your platform today. My name is Janishia Jones. I am a classically trained musician, singer-songwriter. By the time I was 16 years old, I was writing, performing, producing, and publishing my own works. And from a very young age, I understood the importance of owning your rights as a
Yes.
music creator. And
Mm,
naturally, as many artists and executives tend to do, is we go to school to learn how to promote ourselves or how to promote music. So I obtained 3 specialized degrees in music and entertainment business from Full Sail University, which is one of the top media schools in the nation. And
yeah.
when I graduated, just like any other executive, my excitement was to probably join a label, a major label, in the marketing team or A&R. I wanted to be able to develop talent. And I was lucky to start interning at Universal Motown and SRC Records under the icon Steve Rifkind, who discovered the Wu-Tang Clan and Big Pun and Fat
Wow.
Joe and a number of iconic hip hop acts of our generation. And I was developing digital marketing campaigns for artists like Melanie Fiona, Asher Roth,
Oh, I
Akon.
love Melanie. Ooh,
I know
come on now.
she's
What?
just like an amazing songstress. And during that time, I think one of the things that I learned was that, majors tend to focus on the bottom line. And as a musician, I couldn't disagree more with the ethos of people not wanting to be inspired, rather they want to be entertained. And so I chose to
Mm,
pivot to try to advocate for the music creators. And I found that publishing, rights and royalties management tends to be that space where often is overlooked. People
right.
very much focus on the performance aspect of the music industry and not really how their royalties are being collected, how they're being distributed, which sources they're being collected from, and
Hmm.
all of the licensing opportunities that go into publishing as well. And I quickly realized just how lucrative the publishing space was.
Okay,
And so I
now.
think it was maybe like a competitive advantage to be in publishing and to maintain a career there, since there aren't a whole lot of people that understand that side of
Right?
things. So I've kind of carved out a niche for myself and a lane for myself
Wow.
in rights and royalties management. Over the past 15 years, I've worked for some of the most successful music companies in the world, from Entertainment One, where I handled mechanical licensing and copyright administration and royalty collection and distribution for catalogs like Death Row Records and Bad Boy Entertainment and Shady Records, Aftermath,
Okay.
the list goes on. I went on to work for Cobalt Music Publishing and their sync licensing department. And I got a chance to work with the tech development team and building and helping to scale their technology. So that was, while I don't
Wow.
have a computer science degree and I didn't go to school for coding or programming, as a lot of people have asked, how did I get into the tech side of things? I just developed a subject matter expertise in a space
Wow.
that doesn't have a whole lot of representation there, and a lot of people just don't understand. And then from Cobalt, I went on to work for Empire, where they were launching their publishing division and they needed a bespoke rights management system. And Ghazi tasked me to build a custom platform for the talent that he would be signing onto their publishing division. So that was my first hand in building bespoke custom
Wow.
software that could help uh, these enterprises uh, collect and distribute royalties, as well as manage their contracts, manage their workflows internally, and ensure that their artists, their music creators get paid. The success of this platform that I built for them ultimately increased their revenue by 700% within the first year.
Okay,
So,
now let's
you
talk
know,
about that. We love the numbers now. 700% revenue
absolutely.
is phenomenal. Wow.
Thank
Tell
you.
us how
Thank
that
you.
happened. Tell us how you were able to generate this outcome.
Well, for one, it was a new division, and so I
Wow.
was able to build software that didn't exist already. And as they were moving
Wow.
away from another admin service, they needed custom agreement modules, royalty processing
Mm.
systems, um, client portals, etc. And the use of that technology internally as well as externally with the partners that we initiated connections with through the software that helped to scale their business. And so I leveraged the success of the technology to start my own music tech consultancy called Encore Music Tech Solutions. And
Now we're here. Yes.
over the past few years, I've been able to consult a number of labels, distributors, publishers to build bespoke software to help power their business operations.
Wow.
And currently, I'm working on developing a client portal and dashboard for Wealth Media, which is a independent distributor. I've worked with Duetti. I've worked with Music Reports, major music platforms that can basically leverage the technology to create more transparency and efficiency in the music ecosystem.
Wow.
Beyond that, I am an author as well. Uh, a,
And
cou-
get into
a
it.
couple of years ago, I published, actually, I have the book right here.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you
Shameless
brought it.
plug. Shameless
Shameless
plug.
plug. Getting the bag. Everyone take a screenshot of this book right here. Because one of y'all is
Um,
going to win this book, by the way, but we'll get to that later. We'll get
yes.
to that later, okay?
And
Okay.
I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that are in the book, but basically, it's my labor of love, especially to offer the Black and Brown community in the music space an opportunity to understand some of those issues that are kind of swept under the rug in the industry that we know, I guess, lends itself to exploiting talent. And what I really want to do is give the tools to independent creators so that they can empower themselves and make sure that they're not being taken advantage of.
Yes, and I think that it is super, super admirable, the space that you've created, because a lot of people can go into situations completely blind, just blindsided
Exactly.
by the lights, excited, just signing
Absolutely.
anything, not aware of what it is that they're supposed to get, expected to get, or even money that's out there that they don't even know how to actually obtain. So I think it is
Exactly.
super amazing what you've been able to build, and like that
Thank you.
resume. I know it. I know it could go on and on and on and on and on. So I know you're being humble right now, but you and I have connected, and you have done even more than just that. But we'll put a
Yeah.
fork in it right now. I think it's amazing the industry that you've been able to be in. And a quick backstory: you
Thank
were
you.
going to be one of our panelists for our
Yes.
in-person activation, but you're not out here in LA just yet. But we're excited that you'll be moving out here, at least to me, soon. Um,
Yes. Well, no,
but
I'm
I
looking forward to moving back to the West Coast in a couple of months. I've been visiting
yes,
family on the East Coast. This is where I'm originally from, New
right.
Jersey, New York City, and the Philly area. And so I've just been kind of taking a little sabbatical from the
Mhm.
LA, which, I think,
It's much
over
needed. It's
well,
much
over the
needed,
past
right?
few months, there's been quite a bit of,
A lot of
chaos
action.
happening in LA. So I feel like
Yeah,
maybe it was a blessing in disguise,
oh, it
me
was.
having this a little sabbatical that I've been taking. But I am looking forward to coming back to LA.
Yes, and we are going to welcome you with open arms. But
Thank
for those who are just now tuning in, I am your host, Kennedy Thorne, here with Who's Got Next Music. And we have the amazing Janishia Jones down here, who we're going to be doing a replay. So all her credentials that she just listed, if you missed them, don't worry, we got you. Author, developer, real a real like a trailblazer, I would say, in the industry of making sure that you protect those who are coming behind you. A musician herself, everything
Yeah,
and more. She has it
thank
all. She
you.
has it all. But
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to get into it today. Who's got next music? We are getting ready to. We actually already in the midst of our competition. So again, if you're an artist and you have not already signed up, make sure that you download the Who's Got Next Music app. If you're an artist and you're already on the platform, make sure you send it to a fellow artist. If you're a producer who has submitted your songs, make sure you send this app out to people that you really think have a shot of winning that 5K. Okay. But yes, a little bit of background of what we're doing right now. We're launching our competition. We're already in the second phase of this competition. We already have all of our producer beats on our platform. So go ahead and take a look and
Exciting.
listen to those if you register. And if you're an artist, you can go ahead and get your song ready so you can upload it, I believe, by the 30th. So we're a week shy of round one ending, and we're getting ready to start our voting. So I'm really excited about what's to come. But we're going to skip forward to the finale because that's really where Janishia Jones comes into play. We have a phenomenal prize package that we're going to get to at the end. So make sure you stick around so you can know exactly what one of our first prize winners is going to get once they win our competition. It's going to be sponsored by Encore, and Janisha Jones right here is the founder and CEO of this platform. But we're going to continue to keep the conversation going, Janisha, with things that you've been able to accomplish in this industry. So I
Sure.
know that you're mentioning that you have basically, since you came out the womb, you've been singing and writing and doing something musically inclined. Is
Yes.
all I heard.
Yes.
So really,
Yes.
15 plus is again a humble number, but with 15 plus years in your career working with royalties, rights management, and publishing. What has I know you kind of talked about what inspired you to launch Encore Music Tech Solutions, but again, for those who just jumped in here, what was that real drawing that's like, hey, we need to create this space for artists to use this platform, and I think I know exactly how to do it.
Absolutely. So, I guess I would start by saying, as an artist myself, I realized and understood the value of ownership at a
Right.
very early phase of my music career. As a songwriter, as a producer, I was put put on to the performance rights organizations and what it means
Mhm.
to have, collect my own royalties and administer my own catalog. So I had a little bit of an understanding of, the business operations side by way of folks around me as well. I had a cousin, Darren Lighty, who produced a number of songs for Donnell Jones and Mario and Jaheim and LL Cool J, in the early years. And so I was
Mhm.
always kind of surrounded by the production of music and understanding the importance of ownership. But I went to school to really understand the intricacies of the operations of music, and that's when I went to Full Sail University, and I earned 3 specialized degrees in recording arts, music business, and entertainment business. And what I really loved about their platform is that it really weeded out folks who weren't necessarily that dedicated or that serious or
Mm.
committed to the craft of music, which I think
Right.
be missing a little bit in today's music world. I feel like there may be less folks who are inclined to understanding the craft and what goes into, musicianship and music appreciation,
Mm.
right? So I'm glad that I have that kind of foundation because as an executive, I'm coming to the scene with a different,
Mhm.
this different viewpoint, right? A different way to engage with artists in a way that I can empathize with what they're going through
Right.
and the things that they need versus what the business side needs. And like I said, my early years were interning at a major label where I developed digital marketing campaigns for a number of artists on their roster. But I realized that the major labels, they don't necessarily care about the well-being of the artists. It's a
Talk about
business at the
it.
end of the day. It's about the
It
bottom
is.
line and how much the artist can provide in terms of a return on their investment. So what I wanted to do and what I sought out to do was to be in a sector that I could advocate for the artists, right? Because that
Right.
is what I'm passionate about. So I felt that music publishing was one of the best places to do that because not only was there not a whole lot of representation there, we black and brown folks, we tend to be on the front facing roles in this business, whether it's A&R, marketing, legal, rights and royalties isn't necessarily a sexy thing. Um,
Right.
but I'm trying to make it look sexy so that other people are encouraged to be on this side of things and really understand where their royalties are coming from and how they can empower themselves to take the careers in their own hands. So, long story short, TLDR. I started Encore Music Tech Solutions because I wanted to utilize the skill sets that I've acquired over a 15-year career in rights and royalties to build tools that can help empower music creators, especially those who are the most exploited in this business.
I love that. Wow. That is it right there. Turning something that you're passionate about into like your life's purpose. I think that is so beautiful that you've been able to create something like that. And
Thank
so
you.
I want to keep touching on Encore. For those who are independent artists and we're like, okay, well, this we hear all these things going on, but what makes this different than other softwares or other platforms or like other entities that they could potentially work with? Like, what makes Encore so unique, and like what things can they probably not find
Yeah.
elsewhere?
So I think most artists usually typically focus on the distribution side. It's been a huge kind of moniker in the business to own your masters, right? Which is one
Right.
side of the royalty coin, is your master ownership. And so we focus on platforms like Apple Music or Tidal or
Mhm.
Spotify and Amazon Music and all these other places where you can allow the consumer to engage with your music.
Mhm.
And with that, there is a mechanical royalty that's produced that as a performer, you've earned essentially. But the
Right.
other side of the coin, which I happen to feel like there are a plethora of opportunities, even more opportunities than where you can actually expose people to your music, is in the licensing side of things, right? So publishing it's about performance royalties. So anytime your music is performed in the public, anytime it's broadcast, anytime it's licensed on television, film, video games, merchandise, theater, the list goes
Wow.
on. There's a plethora of opportunities. I would say unlimited on
Hmm.
opportunities to really expose your music to the masses. And so, performance royalties. You also get the mechanical side. If you're the writer or producer of a song, you get the other side of the mechanical coin. Um, you I think that if people understood how much more money there is on the publishing side, they probably would invest a little bit more of their time engaging with music supervisors or,
Mm.
public spaces. They would think about a little bit more creatively about branding opportunities or ways to partner with brands so that they can get their music exposed to the public through their platforms. And that's where the money really is,
Oh, let's talk
especially
about some
nowadays.
money.
Yeah,
Look.
especially nowadays, with streaming, with streaming royalties, being distributed at a fraction of a penny. I don't know how many artists are actually making a living just from streaming
Right.
royalties alone. So it's important to diversify either way to really allow yourself to contribute to the song in a way that allows you to have the ownership coin, but on the music creation side, not just the
Yeah.
performance side as an artist.
Right.
Um,
I
did I
agree.
answer your question?
You did, you did, you did.
Okay.
Like you're going in. One thing that I just keep playing in my head. You know that song like Boo Thing, like you're my little Boo Thing. I don't get the news
Yes.
that you say,
Yes.
girl.
You
That
hear it
song was like going
everywhere.
viral on TikTok, and when I say that song is
Exactly.
everywhere, in every commercial, the background of TV
Yes.
shows, we hear it on the radio. I hear it in the mall. Like that
Yes.
was a great example of
Well,
like how you take a song, you take a snippet, you promote it, but those streams are what's making that song like what making the artist so rich because it is everywhere and it's so catchy. And I feel like it came out at a great time. The marketing was phenomenal with that song, and it's taking
yeah.
off. So
So it's
that's a
one thing
prime
for it to be a
example.
viral moment. We have a lot of one-hit wonders out there,
Right,
but then there's opportunities for longevity when you license the
right.
song and with other platforms. And so
Yes.
that's the side of the industry that I've been on is basically wherever you're licensing the music in a public space or a public forum, you're getting a royalty for that.
Yeah. And when you're talking about making sure that you're licensing your music, that kind of leads to my next question. Like when it comes down to common mistakes that maybe some indie artists may make, when it comes down to like royalty collection or even rights management, how can, especially with your platform Encore, how can you help to kind of solve that or really alleviate that issue that they may face when it comes down to like their rights and their royalties?
So Encore is a rights management system that we've built. It's modular and it helps independent publishers, boutique labels, independent music creators manage their assets and their metadata. One of the major issues with publishing is that it's an antiquated system. This is
Mm,
talking about the 1920s is when music publishing was established. So you can imagine all of the legal ramifications, all of the different societies, platforms that are involved in ensuring that licensing is happening accurately. And what that requires is consistent and accurate metadata. So that's the
mm,
writer names, that's the splits, that's the ownerships of the songs. That's even the time code and the kind of use, whether it's a vocal or a background. All of these different things are
mm.
required for a company or an agency to be able to collect on your behalf. And so
Right.
what Encore's rights management system does is it's a centralized system that helps you to manage that metadata and to help you automate the registration process with the performance rights and collections rights. I'm sorry, collections rights organizations around the world, and it also help you to ensure that you are compliant as a business in terms of your contracts and who you need to pay out. So it was designed to be more for enterprise, but I've noticed that independent creators, songwriters, and producers absolutely still could utilize this technology to manage their catalogs on their own.
Oh wow. And so really it's like one of those beneficial things where of course it helps you collect your coins, but also make sure that you pay out people so that you don't owe anybody money. So it's kind of like a
Exactly.
two-way.
So,
Oh, okay. Two-way
you know,
street.
so there's
Get paid and cash out.
a lot of my clients have been pub admin companies who offer administration services to songwriters and producers on their roster, and they do that for a fee. They take a commission off your royalties in order to collect and distribute them on your behalf. Well, instead of going through the middleman, which at some point maybe you might need because they have relationships which are also important, but let's say you're an established a songwriter or producer, you already know what your catalog looks like, and you don't necessarily need a publisher to put you in the
Hmm.
studio with an artist. You already built your roster, or even if you're just trying to save a couple dollars, you don't actually need
Hmm.
somebody else digging into your pockets so that they can facilitate the service for you. You can do it yourself utilizing these tools.
Yeah. No, that is fire, fire, fire. So I'm just going to continue to give you a round of applause because what you
Thank you.
have created is just so needed. It is so needed, and its sole purpose serves so many different avenues, and really just helps like a whole, like it brings everything together. It brings everything full circle.
Definitely.
And so
And
that's why I'm
there's
super. Oh,
other things that we do. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. No, other things continue on, continue on.
There are the things that we offer in terms of the modules. We do catalog valuation tools. So this is a big conversation that's being had in the industry. Artists are, selling their catalogs. They're trying to, leverage the success of their works to fund their lifestyles and to invest in other things that they might want to do. And so, what our catalog valuation tool does is it takes a look at prior streaming and royalty details to determine the value of that catalog. And then it also, let's say you're an A&R or
Mhm.
you're an artist who wants to see how much money is still out there to collect. It'll take a look
Right.
at the historical success of your songs to see how much royalties are available to collect on your behalf. So it's
Wow.
a really valuable tool. Maybe I can do a demo for your audience one day. We can kind of show what the technology looks like. But there are a
Oh,
number
that
of
would be
tools that
super
we use
dope.
there. Hmm.
And that'd be super, super, super dope. Lauren, make sure we keep that going. Make sure we remember to do that demo. So we're gonna have to definitely bring Janishia back on here to show us how exactly you can use this tool. Um, but that does lead me to our prize pack. So you're
Hmm.
talking about your platform, your program, even being able to like offer maybe like consulting, demos, things of that
Yes.
nature. Let's talk about this amazing prize pack that we're going to be giving away to our first place winner of Who's Got Next Music. Can we get a drum roll, please? What are they getting? We got three things, all from you. Oh, do you want to announce? Or you want me to announce? I definitely can
Oh,
announce it
I'm
if you want
sorry.
me to say anything.
I
Oh no,
thought
it's
that
fine. I
I
will
thought
announce
that
it
you
because
were
I
announcing.
am excited to let it be known. Starting off with the most grandest prize out of all three. Janisha Jones is going to be giving away 1 year free access to Encore's publishing system. Now, this is not anything cheap at all whatsoever. This is really valued at 2000, almost like $2,000 because there's that monthly fee that you pay. So as a winner of this competition, especially someone who's putting out their song and like wanting it to obviously be streamed on other platforms, not just on Who's Got Next Music, but you can put it on Spotify, Apple Music, things of that nature. You have the ability to use this platform for free for 1 year. And in addition to that, you have a free consultation session to really go in depth on how to use this platform. What are going to be the best ways for you as an artist to maximize your year subscription with this? And of course, after this 1 year, you already know you're going to be coming back because it's going to be so valuable and definitely change the game for you. And by the time your streams are done paying you, you already paid for the platform, so you don't even got to worry about it.
Exactly.
Um, And then third of all, go ahead and bring that book back that you showed us earlier. Go ahead and bring that book back. Because you're
Yes.
also going to win a physical copy of the book Getting to the Bag, which is Rights and Royalties Management in Today's Modern Music Economy. That book that is written by our amazing Janishia Jones. So I think this prize pack is amazing. So first of all, we're going to say thank you for supporting Who's Got Next Music. Thank you for gifting our winner, our future winner, with this
You're
prize pack
absolutely
because it is
welcome.
so needed, so amazing, so everything, so you.
You can
Um,
always think of it as the other side of the coin, right? You're already
right.
putting the music out there on the distribution side. So how do you
Mhm.
manage the publishing side of your business as an artist, right?
Yes.
And then getting the bag. What I really love about this book, I mean, besides the fact that I wrote it, it really, I wrote it for us. Like I
Right.
wrote it from the lens of, you know, someone who grew up on hip hop and R&B and classic soul and have seen, you know, how some of our favorite artists got taken advantage of. We talk about TLC getting
Oh
sued. We talk
wow.
about what happens when you don't register your copyright properly, and how people can steal your music. But on the other side of that is also what other opportunities are there to monetize. Sure, we
Right.
might know about sync licensing already. Sure, we might know about, you know, video games and film, etc. But right now we're in the Web3 space. We're in the Web3 world. You know,
Right.
what does it mean to leverage AI to monetize? You know, I use this example all the time. Grimes, who's an EDM artist, leveraged AI so that her fans could use her likeness in AI, and in return, she shares the royalty profits with them 50-50. So
Oh
as an
wow.
artist, you know, if someone else is using your likeness, and which is happening a lot, it's
Right.
happening a lot nowadays. How do you leverage that so that you can
Mm.
also collect your coins on that end? Also, you know, NFTs are a huge thing. You
Huge.
know, Nas, I believe, put out an NFT that, you know, what was, I think it was it earned over $1 million. You know, someone purchased one NFT, and this is an asset that lives on the blockchain, right? So there's so many ways right now. There's so many different business models that exist right now outside of the traditional methods that we see, that getting the bag, rights and royalties management in today's modern music economy shows you. And I also just want to encourage us to be a part of that community, because
Right.
that, you know, the rabbit's out of the hat now. um, it's time to really engage with these new tools, or else we'll
Yeah.
be left behind. So
Literally, you have to learn to embrace it because I was a big like I'm in the tech space myself, and I was also scared of AI. But now that's just like one of those things where you, if you can't beat it, you got to join it. But while you join it, see how you can best leverage it for yourself. So
exactly, exactly.
the time is the time has come. It is among us to get it. So we really have no other choice but
I
to
mean,
learn
there's
how to use it to our advantage, right?
I hate to go on a tangent, but this is the thing I talk about all the time when I'm
Mhm.
on panels and when I'm at conferences, is how disruptive AI is, especially to the music industry. And I'll just give you
Yeah.
one example about how it affects the royalties. You know, everyone's like, well, I'll just create an AI avatar or AI artist, and I'll just distribute as much music as possible. And they think, you know, that's going to allow them to make, you know, a boatload of money without doing hardly anything. When the truth is, even when that artist's music is distributed, it then increases the pool which the royalties are distributed. So it
Mm.
creates a less it creates less amounts to be distributed to the actual music creator. So I would say use AI ethically, obviously. Don't use it to, you know, use it to reduce your overhead, obviously, but
Right.
don't use it to replace people. Music is I think it's a spiritual thing, you know,
Right.
and I think that's why a lot of people, when they hear music produced through AI, it doesn't hit
Does
the
not hit the
same,
same.
you
Say
know.
that. You can
So
nowadays you can really tell. It's like, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold
I mean,
on,
it's
hold
getting
on.
even closer to the real thing, so I'm not gonna act like it's not getting better, but the truth is, I think there's value to, like I said, researching, understanding the craft, actually
Right.
putting the work in. I think there's really some value, not some, there's value to that, rather than just, prompting an AI to create something for you.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And so on this note, I want to end with another question for you. When it comes down to wanting to see the growth of these different musicians as they enter this competition and as they just continue to create music for themselves, what kind of transformation do you hope the winner, let's just talk about the winner right now of this program, will have after being able to be able to utilize your software and then also be able to read this book and just kind of absorb everything that you have been able to like accumulate over your years in the industry?
Absolutely. So again, just want to iterate, there are way more ways to monetize than just distribution. So that's number
Right.
one. The other is ownership. Really stressing ownership and maintaining your rights is one of the most important things. And the book tells you exactly why. Encore's rights management system helps you to maintain ownership. It gives you the tools to literally do that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I hope that this will offer to the winner of this showcase, this competition.
Yes. And now, so for those, again, who are just joining in, I want to go ahead and reintroduce our amazing co-host right here, Janishia Jones, the CEO and founder of Encore, and also the author of our book that we're going to be giving away to our winner, Getting the Bag, Rights and Royalties Management in Today's Modern Music Economy. We've just been able to discuss her impact that she's been able to have in the industry, being able to help businesses really funnel up their payments, being able to educate artists on how to really maintain ownership and rights of their music, and also be able to collect those royalties and also be able to split royalties. So
Yeah.
if some people have some follow-up questions with you and they were like, hey, this was not a long enough live, I need more, how can they stay connected with you and also with Encore?
Sure. So I'm available on IG, Pub Royalty Queen,
Of Royalty
and
Queen.
Encore is Encore Music Tech. You can find us at encoremusic.tech. I'm also on LinkedIn. I do love to mentor, especially folks who are not only interested in learning more about rights and royalties management, but how we can harness technology to create a more equitable music ecosystem. I know this doesn't sound that sexy right now, but I guarantee you 5 years from now, you'll wish that you had had a consultation so you can
Hello.
position yourself properly. And so, yeah, that's where you can find me. I also just wanted to mention Encore is going to be rolling out our new product, which is called Harmony. Harmony is a creative platform for artists to connect with industry professionals and build their teams. A lot of artists right now are doing it themselves, and they're
Right.
leveraging all these different technologies, but maybe not effectively. Maybe they don't have the time to do it themselves, but they need to be able to build a team of professionals who can execute those projects on their behalf. So Harmony, which is spelled HRMNY, you can find it at hrmny.music. And we are building our waitlist right now for artists and industry professionals who need a suite of collaborative tools to manage projects on behalf of talent. Um, so yeah, that's Harmony.
Awesome. HRMNY. Period.
Yes.
Well, this was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, Janisha. Every single time we have a chance to catch up and chat, I always feel like I just learned something more, something new about this industry from you. So thank you for just
Thank
being a
you.
source of a wisdom and for really just putting your heart and your soul into what it is that you love and what it is that you do and being able to really help so many people with it. So
Well,
definitely
thank
huge
you.
shout out to you for everything that you're doing here. Again, we've been dropping these ads in the chat. Make sure you check out what Lauren we have pinned right here from Lauren, Pub Royalty Queen. Tap in with Janisha. Also Encore Music Tech. Go ahead and give that page a follow and also go ahead and check out her website if you're interested and really learning how, again, to streamline the process of your business, streamline the process of your songs, be able to collect your royalties, all of those things. Make sure your rights are in check. Go ahead and check out her product on Encore. So, Janisha, we are going to
Thank
definitely
you
see
so
you soon.
much.
We would love to demo for more for
Absolutely.
our viewers.
Already
But
know.
thank you again for sponsoring our gift for our first place winner as well.
Absolutely. And I just want to thank you guys for the invitation. I love to give back in this kind of way and educate. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to provide some of these tools and to provide some of this information.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I know it's a little bit later on the East Coast, but we
Yes,
will chat
indeed.
soon.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you again. All right, guys. I will see you all next week with another live. Again, I'm Kennedy here with Who's Got Next Music. If you have not already downloaded that app, do it. If you've not already shared that app, do it. Our competition is live right now for hip hop, so don't miss out. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye.